tonight's broadcast with some breaking news out of Forest Acres as the fire department has responded to a blaze of fire that broke out at the former Richland Mall.
Yeah, you can see as they were tearing down the building, something happened and sparked this fire that you could see massive heat and fire and flames coming out of the building shortly after 3 o'clock this afternoon. And then once crews arrived, they were able to see exactly where the fire was coming from. It was clearly on a debris pile that was in one corner of the building.
All right, we're going to send things out to our Darcy Strickland. She is live on the scene. Is that fire still going, or do they have it under control, Darcy?
The good news, JR, is that the fire is under control. It is a very different scene right now than it was even 20 minutes ago when I arrived. And we've got that video from when the fire started around 3:30 this afternoon. The good news, though, is that the flames have been extinguished. You can see for yourself that the demolition crew is still working, in part because the fire department needs their help to make sure that there are no other hot spots. With that being said, Fire Chief Aubrey Jenkins is joining us now with a little bit more on the cause of the fire, next steps, and more. I guess the most important question is, everybody okay?
Well, first of all, let's reassure everybody. Everybody is okay. None of the workers got hurt. All my firefighters are good. I know it's hot, but everybody is good. And basically, this fire started because they were doing some cutting up on the 3rd floor where the old theater is. Sparks emitted from the torch, and obviously caught on fire, got up in the membranes in the roofing area, and that's what caught on fire.
So what happens next? What are your firefighters doing, and what is the demolition crew still doing?
Well, basically, we just make sure that there are no more hot spots, and that's what we're checking right now. We believe that everything is kind of good right now, and what they're doing, they're actually moving debris around for us to make sure that there are no embers inside of that debris.
How long do you all expect to still be on the scene?
Well, I'm hoping we can clear this scene up within the next 30 minutes. We certainly, as far as road concerned, we're trying to get it cleared up right now. We've already taken the hydrants down, so we're going to get the hose out of the street. And so at least by the time that traffic starts flowing pretty heavy, we'll be out the way.
So we know 5 o'clock traffic is pretty bad around this side of town, and so you've got this portion of Forest Drive closed. If you had to give us an estimate on when the road will be open again, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking within the next maybe 10 to 15 minutes, because we've already shut the hydrant down. All we got to do now is get our hoses up out the street. Demolition started around
March is when everything started, and I know it's going to be 6 months before everything is finished. Is this the type of thing that you all train for?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when people are doing demolition, anything can happen, particularly using when they cut metal, and you still got material inside of this building. So and of course, you know, they do have a water tanker here on site, but obviously it was just too much for them to deal with.
Chief Aubrey Jenkins, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. So Andrea, JR, again, a very different scene than what we had at 3:30 this afternoon. Forest Drive will continue to be closed, as you just heard from Chief Jenkins, for at least another half an hour. Law enforcement, first responders asking people to avoid this area at all costs. But as you can see for yourself, these firefighters are doing everything they can to make sure the demolition crew is safe and that this is brought under control. Of course, we'll be out here for the next hour and a half or so, and we'll have an update for you a little bit later on Friends at 5.
All right, Darce, thanks so much. Yeah, you can see physically the firefighters were dragging those hoses off the street, as you heard Chief Jenkins say. He also said the fire started in the old movie theater up there on the 3rd floor, but luckily nobody was hurt.
Right, it is terribly hot out there, especially for those firefighters having to deal with this. On your screen now is a map showing the area that's impacted by all of this. Being told that people coming through the area are going to be rerouted. Richland County Fire Department asking people to avoid that area again for just a few more moments as they continue to clean up. As you heard the fire chief say, they should have everything up and ready to go probably by 15-20 minutes from now, maybe by the bottom of the hour. So again, until then, try to avoid that area if possible.
And again, we will keep you updated at WLTX.com, but that area should reopen. That little portion of Forest Drive that's shut down right here, right at Beltline and Forest, should be reopened in about 10 to 15 minutes. But let's get over now to our